Alright, welcome to my guide on optimizing your life for O levels. This is a free guide that I spent hours trying to put together for you on optimizing yourself and optimizing your brain and your health for your studies. Now, if this is you, just continue watching. You're on self-improvement and you want to do well in O levels. You are currently struggling with staying consistent and you are suffering from brain fog and you can't focus and you are indulging in bad habits like scrolling before you sleep. So if this is you, welcome to this guide. Because I was like this and I found a few ways to fix this. Before and after I took my O-levels, I read through books and learned from courses online on productivity and optimizing your health for success, and watching this guide can actually change your life. So join my community in the description. I summarize Science Chem Bio by making answer templates so you can just copy and paste answers into the test. I'll be making an updated guide on this in my community, and I'll be adding more things to 100x the value of my community. So if you want to check it out, you can just click the link in the description, and let's move on to the guide. So this is the concept of essentialism, which is basically meaning why you should lock in. So literally making one thing your entire life, if you want to make progress in it, is literally the only way. Because if you focus on too many things at once, it does work, but it won't give you as much progress as compared to just working your ass off on something for a week. So basically lock in on your studies for about a month and you make more progress compared to balancing other things like gaming, your social life with studying. So basically the message is, it's time to lock in, let's just do it. Alright, so this is a guide overview. We have 7 points. And number 1, a diet that makes you smart. So a diet that makes you feel less stupid. So one thing you should cut off is carbs. Here's why. Carbs will increase insulin levels in your blood, which leads to brain fog. You'll have to wait about 6 hours before they go back to normal and you won't feel stupid anymore. The junk food you eat contains a shit ton of sugar and carbohydrates. They are packed with sugars that make you feel stupid, and then ask why you're so tired when you're studying after eating that shit. So just try cutting off carbs completely for 3 days and you'll start to feel sharper and more alert. Notice how you feel smart before you put anything into your stomach, and the moment rice enters your system, you feel dumb. So here is a protocol for cutting off carbs in Singapore, where rice is a staple. So number 1, cut off sugary drinks. Just bring about a 1.5 liter water bottle into your school and get a metal one so you don't put plastics into your body. Some schools have stalls that sell snacks. Just buy the patties and the fish fillets without the bread. If your school doesn't have these stalls, you can prepare the meat yourself. Cook some chicken and beef patties yourself and put them in a metal lunchbox. And eating fruit is fine, but try to eat them only after studying so you don't feel stupid. And you'll feel hungry easily for a while after starting this protocol. It's your body trying to adjust to the new diet you're doing. If your parents force you to eat rice, just take the L and only eat rice after you're done with studying. So here's some things you can do to buy at the grocery store that can last you a week on this diet. So the grocery store that I pick is Sheng Siong, and if any of you are wondering, are they halal? I checked, okay? Cook this before you go to school, or you can just buy meat in the school if available. So I did some of the research on the products. It's quite cheap. These groceries are cheaper than the ones in NTUC FairPrice and the ones in NTUC FairPrice Finest. So you can get the Sultan Chicken Burger Patties for $5.85 and the beef patties too. And you can buy minced beef for about 300 grams for $4.50. Just get 2 pieces of this. Fresh eggs for 10 pieces for $2.65, and you can get the 25 piece for $6.80. Or you could just get, it's just either or, but on average this meal thing, it just costs about $25 a week. So eat 2 meals of this a day. So eat only about 2 patties, chicken and beef a day, and eat only 1 to 3 eggs a day, and you can eat the minced beef if you run out of patties. So just pack the things you cooked in school and eat them in school, because your parents will force you to eat rice at home. That's completely normal. This is very, very normal. That's why I put point number 5. Just take the L, because the only reason why I'm asking you to eat meat in school, because your parents can't like autistically check if you're eating rice or not in school. Like nobody can check. Your family can't even check what you're eating in school, so just eat meat in school. And then when they ask you to eat rice at home, just do it after you study, or like you're not gonna do anything after, because you're actually gonna feel quite stupid. So now step number 2 of optimizing yourself is improving your sleep. So why should you get good sleep? Number 1, you can actually remember information a lot better and faster. You won't fall sick easily, and you won't miss as many days in school. Number 3, you can actually listen to what the teacher's talking about without falling asleep every 5 minutes. And number 4, you're actually able to focus when you're doing your studying. Because the thing is, I can't believe y'all put all-nighters and then complain you're tired in school, which is like kind of, it's like a given. You know what I'm saying? So why you shouldn't pull all-nighters? Okay, so you're practically running on about 2 to 4 hours of sleep. No one is able to focus with that. You're probably making careless mistakes while doing your work because you're too tired to actually read the questions when you're in school after pulling the all-nighter. You're probably too tired to do anything anyway, so you just sleep in class and then get mad when the teacher wakes you up. So I understand some of you may be running on 200 to 500 mg of caffeine a day, but you should be optimizing your sleep so that you don't get a caffeine addiction. A good 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep does a better job than 4 hours with 300 mg of caffeine in your system can ever do. So don't be like your friends who run on Starbucks and Kobe-O's. It's a waste of money, and just following my protocol, which is free, can save you about 20 to 40 bucks a week on coffee. So one thing you should know about coffee before taking it is caffeine is a complement and not a substitute. So do not take caffeine to wake yourself up after a shit night of sleep. Just take the L and go through the day, and then optimize to my sleep protocol. A cup of coffee in school is more than enough a day. Do not take caffeine after 12 p.m. I told you here, like, if you want to save money, you don't gotta take caffeine, but if you really want to, because caffeine is known to enhance performance, if you really want to optimize for performance, you can take caffeine. Just 1 cup of coffee is enough. Do not take caffeine after 12 p.m. Do not take caffeine after 12 p.m. as caffeine lasts in the bloodstream for about 10 hours. So if you take caffeine after 12 p.m., you won't be able to sleep at 9 p.m., which is the protocol I'm going to give you. So here's the protocol right now before I go on to the previous slide. Just sleep at 9 p.m. and once you come back home at 7 p.m., this is a quite generous estimate. Eat your dinner and do everything, which is like wind down and shower. Sleep at 9 p.m. and wake up at 4 a.m. and you can use the time from 4 to 6 a.m. to study and revise. You can get ready at 6 a.m. and leave at 6:30 a.m. assuming you live less than 10 kilometers away from your school. Because, okay, let's say you live really far away from your school, right? I don't think in Singapore, like, going to the other side of Singapore usually takes about an hour and a half. So let's say your school is really far away, and instead of 4 to 6 a.m., you can change it to 4 to 5:30 a.m. and from 5:30 a.m. you can get ready and you can go to school. So you probably leave the house at around 6 a.m. and there's an extra 30 minutes for you to get to school, and I trust that you wouldn't be late, as usually schools would start at like 7:30. So here are some things you can do to get better sleep. Number 1, get sunlight. Sunlight is known to improve the circadian rhythm, and you'll fall asleep easier compared to not having any and having light in your eyes at night. Put your phone outside your room you sleep in. If anything, they shouldn't be in the same place. You're just going to end up scrolling through reels on your bed. Because it always happens to me when I was studying. I will always scroll through reels before I fall asleep, and the next day I woke up. First of all, my quality of sleep was absolute shit, and I will just take my phone and continue scrolling again. So before you sleep, you should have a book next to you. It's basically any book of your choice. It can be a holy scripture, a novel, a self-help book, or you could use the notebook from my courses and read it until you fall asleep, or my free guides, which are on my other videos. So if you have a Bible or Quran, you can read it before you sleep too. So number 4, take a warm shower before you go to bed and get clothes that are very baggy so you don't sweat when you sleep, or you could just sleep without them if privacy allows. So if you have an air conditioner, use it, but don't set it at a temperature too low. 20 to 23 degrees Celsius works, and the fan speed should be about middle, and if you're feeling a bit hot that night, you can just put it to 4, but never like full blast the air conditioner. So getting sunlight is actually very important of getting sleep. So getting 15 minutes to 1 hour of sunlight is more than enough. Do not use sunblock when getting your sunlight in, because sunblock basically blocks the sunlight from entering your skin, and it will basically negate or defeat the entire purpose of getting sunlight, which is to synthesize vitamin D and basically all the other benefits of sunlight, which includes increasing testosterone and the formation of bones and the development of bones. So one thing about getting sunlight in Singapore is that it's actually fucking hard. Getting sunlight in Singapore is fucked. We go to school even before the sun rises, and we are stuck in the classroom without any sunlight. So some of you may be wondering, oh, we are in transparent glass windows, but sunlight, the effects of sunlight, the good effects of sunlight, it won't really like show, it won't really work on glass panes. You have to be like in bare open sunlight. So if you're taking O's, we go to school and we're stuck in classrooms without any sunlight. We go to school before the sun rises and we go home at sunset. So practically we get zero sunlight. So how do you get sunlight? We can get your sunlight during recess or lunchtime. Just sit in the fitness corner or any open space and just chill there for about 15 minutes. You can get the rest of the sunlight through exercising during PE lessons or sitting again during lunchtime. You can get the food you cooked in the fitness corner while you sunbask or after you eat the food in the canteen. Only do this if your school is not that strict, because sometimes schools can actually hold something against you. They can punish you in some way, shape, or form if you violate the no food outside the canteen. But if your school's not lenient, you can save time and just eat while you're sunbasking, so you can get sunlight and get your protein in, get your meat in. But if your school really doesn't, your school really has to very strict on that rule, you can just faster eat the meat, because meat's actually quite easy to consume. Just all you gotta do is just stuff in your mouth, and then all you gotta do is just walk to the open air and just sit there for 15 minutes. So what happens if you wake up before 4 a.m. while sleeping? I don't think it really happens if you do everything right. But if this does happen, try optimizing my protocol even more to get better sleep. So there has to be a reason why the quality of sleep is bad, and all you gotta do is just find the constraint. So here are some guiding questions you can do. Did you get sunlight? Did you put your phone outside your room? Did you have a book next to you? Did you try to read some shit before you fell asleep? Or did you take a warm shower? Or was your air conditioner too hot? Was your air conditioner too cold? Or did you take caffeine after 12 p.m.? Or did you use caffeine to wake yourself up when you're tired after a shit night of sleep? So here are some questions you can ask yourself. And once you find the constraint, all you gotta do is just take action on the constraint and then try to optimize a bit more at once. And you should be able to have a very good quality of sleep. So next up, we got fasting. So fasting in your brain, humans hunted for food back then on an empty stomach, and we needed sharpness to gather food. And now we just have cake for breakfast. Being on a full stomach most of the time makes us stupid. So based on that, if you're already following my sleep protocol, this is heavily linked to my sleep protocol. This is a fasting protocol you can try. Do not eat anything during the hours of 4 to 6 a.m. while trying to study. You will notice that you will actually feel a lot sharper while doing your tasks. You'll also do everything better the moment you wake up, because you didn't use up as much brain juice yet. So if you feel hungry while you're studying, all you gotta do is just get your water and just drink it. You'll feel satiated for a while before feeling hungry again. Only eat once you're done with the task and before you leave the house. So just drink as much water as you want, so you don't really feel that hungry. But the only problem is you just gotta pee a lot. So I wouldn't really recommend it. Just drink enough water for you to not feel hungry, but just don't fill your stomach with water, because you're just gonna pee all of it out. So number 4, mindsets you should adopt. Alright, so mindsets you should adopt so you stop bullying yourself, right? So number 1, I used to compare myself a lot to others, but then once I learned this from a course online, all you gotta do is just say, no one's better than you. This might sound stupid, but let me explain, okay? When the playing field is even, no one's that different. So the people who are doing far better than you right now only did one thing right. So I don't really see why you should be scared of them. They can do some embarrassing shit behind the scenes, and it's not that impressive. They are not that impressive. You gotta see through the bullshit, man. Because, for example, you might say, oh, CEO, this guy makes a lot of money, right? The CEO of MyProtein is subscribed to Elbrook's OnlyFans. Being in a high position in life, it doesn't really mean shit, because if you're scared of that guy, oh shit, he's a CEO. But then as soon as you find out he's subscribed to someone's OnlyFans, do you really think that he's the hot shit? Do you really think he's the shit? He does something embarrassing shit behind the scenes. Everyone does embarrassing shit behind the scenes. Even I do. So you shouldn't really be scared of anyone, because no one, when the playing field's even, no one's that different. So how do you make yourself think that the playing field would be even? So when you see someone who's better than you, all you gotta say is, okay, give me his X or give me his Y. I'll be better than him if I had those things, right? So just see through the bullshit. So let me tell you how to do it right now. So think of someone you envy or someone you want to compete with. Think about something he has that you don't. For example, for me, I got envious when people could play the piano like it's nothing. I was self-taught for a year, and while others had decades of experience. So basically, once I learned this mindset, I just told myself, if I had the time they had when they started when they were 2 years old, and if I had the training their parents would finance for them to learn, I'll be better than them tenfold. So act like you're better than them and then fucking prove it. So I kind of stopped crying over not being able to play as good as them, as the people I saw online. So that really lifted a heavy weight off my shoulder. This applied to other aspects of life like sports or gaming, it can be literally anything. Like, no one's really that different when the playing field is even. Just use this protocol. Okay, give me his X, give me his Y, I'll be better than him if I had those things. You gotta see through the bullshit, right? So let me put it in the context of studying, okay? So let's say some guy has a better result than you, and you think he's better than you, right? Like, this guy, straight A's, CCA leader, ex-CCA leader, part of the X school, right? Or you think, oh shit, oh, this guy, very high status in the school, oh shit. Like, you put him on the pedestal, like, naturally. I mean, anyone would, honestly. But as soon as you apply this mindset, all you gotta do is just say, like, okay, give me all his tuition classes outside of school, give me his intelligence, and like give me all his like natural ability that he had, or give me all the time he had to work on his abilities, and I'll do way better than him if I had those things. So with that, you will not really feel so bad about people doing better than you, so you don't really feel demoralized when you're studying. Because I'm gonna say it again, when the playing field is even, when everything's fair, everyone's given the same opportunity, everyone's given the same genes, nobody's that fucking different. And also, remember, that guy, he probably does some embarrassing shit that will make you gag behind closed doors. So let's say, like, this guy fucking, he watches gay porn or something. Like, bro, it's like, now if you know that he watches gay porn, like, literal black men kissing, and, like, would you really be scared of that guy? Like, you wouldn't, honestly. So, just remember, like, no one's really that impressive, and you just gotta see through the bullshit, and always remember that, nobody's that different, and no one's better than you. But here's something you need to remember. It's good to compete. I'm not saying that you shouldn't compete. It's good to compete because you'll actually have more drive to be better than yourself and be better than others. But not to the point you start like bullying and belittling yourself just because someone beat you by experience or had better training than you, or had just better genes. Well, yeah. Like, you gotta say, hey, fuck it, I'm not like the most genetically gifted guy, and just gotta accept it, you know. But using this mindset, all you gotta do is say, okay, give me his genes. Like, I'll be better than him if I had it, you know. So it really like pushes a lot of weight off your shoulders, and you wouldn't really feel this like competitive drive that Singapore society like pushes down on you. So number 2 is self-identity, okay? So you make decisions based on who you think you are. And if you call yourself a lazy person, so like, don't really expect yourself to be productive when you literally call yourself a lazy person. So if you call yourself a gamer, for example, like, you naturally want to play games more because like, oh shit, I'm a gamer, that's what gamers do, I play games, right? Changing your identity will make you change your decisions subconsciously. You act like you do is because of how you see yourself, right? Because there's this quote from this very famous entrepreneur. You can literally search him out right now, okay? So you can only reach and maintain the level of success that your self-image can handle. This is guy Imam Gachi, and he's a very famous entrepreneur, a very rich guy, and I learned a lot from the self-improvement niche, and I changed all my self-identity, and I'm gonna tell you how. So all you gotta do is just say, I'm X, and if you want to kick a bad habit, all you gotta do is say, I just don't do X, and just ingrain this in your brain by saying this couple or multiple times a day. So, for example, I'm trying to stop scrolling on Reels, right? Instead of saying that, all I gotta do is say, I don't scroll on Reels. Because if you say like, I'm trying to stop scrolling on Reels, by identity, you're still someone who scrolls on Reels. But if you just use like, say, this fucking mindset, I'm gonna fake it till I make it, right? I don't scroll on Reels, your identity will shift and you would find it easier to stop scrolling on Reels. Because by identity, like, okay, I don't do it, like, I don't do it. But if you say I'm trying to stop, that means you still do it. So if you ingrain this mindset that I don't do it, like, why should I? Like, never did it before. Why should I scroll on Reels? Because I don't do it. But if you're trying to stop, say, oh my gosh, I still scroll on Reels. Like, I'm trying to stop. But the phone's so tempting. Like, you're just still gonna scroll. But if you have the mindset that you don't, it's going to be a lot easier to kick a bad habit. So number 3, getting distracted is not the end of the world. So you probably stop studying the moment you get distracted, right? And being distracted isn't a bad thing, but staying distracted is. So all you gotta do is just bring your mind back to the task and continue from where you left off. Like, repeat the cycle, and if you do it enough times, you eventually be done with your tasks. So let me tell you exactly what to do to adopt this new mindset that getting distracted is not the end of the world. So number 1, do the thing, right? Just do the thing, study. Number 2, get distracted, right? Number 3, realize you were distracted. And step 4, bring your mind back to the task. And step 5, rinse and repeat. So why did I put get distracted as a step 2? getting distracted is not part of studying, right? It's like that's a bad thing. But I remember I said getting distracted is very, 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 very normal. So that's why I even put it here. It's like it's a step. It's meant to go on to realize you get distracted, and then like, oh shit, I'm distracted. Then just bring your mind back to the task, and then step 5, just rinse and repeat. That's basically about it. Just always try to do this 5-step protocol, and eventually you'll be done with all the tasks if you just keep repeating this and you push through. Alright. Number 5, finding your constraints. So step 1, all you gotta do is just look at the symptoms and of the issue you're currently experiencing right now. So the problem will manifest itself in some way, shape, or form. So for example, I'm always distracted while I'm studying and I can't seem to focus, right? This is just a normal, this is a symptom of the problem. Like why I'm not doing well at school. This is a symptom, like because I'm always distracted while studying, I can't seem to focus. So step 2, this is where you find the root cause of your symptom. So there has to be a reason why the problem manifests itself. Go and find it. So let's say you do something thinking, oh, the phone's always on the table. I always pick it up whenever a notification rings, or I want to check if my friend messages me when I stop what I'm doing, right? Or like if you're a guy, say, oh, I'm studying. Oh shit, did my crush message me back yet? Oh, I'm checking. Like, come on. I used to do that when I was like studying too. So yeah, it was very distracting. So step 3, find the root cause of the root cause. So find why the root cause exists to begin with. So my phone is in the same room I'm studying, and I didn't turn my phone off to be fully able to focus, so I impulsively check my phone when it rings, right? So here's where step 4 comes in, right? Now you already know why the root cause exists to begin with. Step 4 is just finding the solution and then taking action to the root cause of the root cause. So example, I should put my phone outside my room in a place where it's hard for me to get it, and I should make my environment quiet and tell whoever's in the house to not come in to disturb me, so I can fully focus on my studies while not getting interrupted every 15 minutes. So using these 4 steps, you can find potential solutions to the problems you're experiencing with right now. So how do you implement this? Number 1, just get a piece of paper. Number 2, write down whatever you're having problems with, and then follow this 4-step protocol that you can do. So number 6, forming and maintaining habits. Let's go straight into it. So forming habits all comes down to being consistent. Your brain is just built on repetitiveness, so you just gotta be consistent. But there is a way to make it easier to be consistent, right? Okay, so these are 3 things to make being consistent easier. Number 1, make it clear. You need to have a clear idea on what you're gonna do, because if you don't even know what to do and you don't even know how to do it, you're just a monkey running around doing stupid shit without a clear place to get to, right? Example, I want to study for 2 hours a day every single day, so that's the habit you want to form. Make it clear. I will study from 4 to 6 a.m. every single day, and planning exactly what it is I want to study before I even start, and I'll be doing a practice paper today and revising on respiration in humans, making it clear. So therefore you gotta make it super clear, so like the moment you start, I know exactly what to do, I know how to do it, and I wouldn't really like be flipping around my books, oh, what should I do today, and then like you get bored because you don't really have an exact idea on what you're gonna do, right? So number 2, making it comfortable, making it easy, right? Making it comfortable, making it easy. Making it easy is very important. You don't want to make studying too hard to the point you don't want to do it anymore. Doing things step by step is important. If you don't know the topic, go and learn it first before you attempt the questions. And here's an easy fix for making studying easy. Just skip the questions you can't do and just ask your teacher. If you can't do a topic, just revise it and then try again. Because more often than not, your teachers are more than happy to help you, and you should really make full use of your teachers. So number 3, make it rewarding. So you can go find a way to reward yourself after doing such a good job working. Go do something you like after studying or before you sleep. Just make sure it's not video games before you sleep, or like anything stimulating before you go to sleep. Just go enjoy yourself during the weekends, this is like the best part. It's the best option you have. So the habit is, I'm gonna study every day from 4 to 6 a.m. and then I'm gonna put exactly what you're gonna do, right? During weekdays, I'm just making it really vague, because like what you're gonna do studying each day could be different. So I just left it like general. And here's the reward. I'm going to go rock climbing on Saturday and hang out with my friends on Sunday after I complete my homework. So that's the reward. So you can just go do something fun, which will reinforce the learning curve in your brain that, oh, doing this will actually lead to positive results. So here's the last part of this guide: how to improve discipline and show up. So showing up is basically doing the work, or like going, or like just showing up when you don't really feel like it, right? Because 90% of success is just showing up when you don't feel like it. So here's my story. When I was working on the chemistry course, I kind of slacked for 4 days because I was a bitch. and I just finished the biology course, and I was so tired that I still didn't have the discipline to show up because I just didn't want to show up, and I ended up regretting not showing up because I could have finished the course in those 4 days if I just decided to show up, but I didn't, and I wasted 4 days just playing games and doing stupid shit. So 90% of success is showing up, as I said just now. And how do you show up? All you gotta do is just tell yourself to do one micro task at a time. So let's say, oh, I want to go to the gym, right? So like, let's say you get out of bed, like you're tired and you don't want to go to the gym. So going from your bed to the gym is actually a very long journey, but you can break it up into very small pieces, and like to the point that very autistic detail, to the point that an idiot can do it if he had the instructions, like the ones on Lego, right? So number 1, get out of bed. Number 2, fold the blanket, arrange the pillows, step into the shower, turn on the shower, put on the soap, pull a towel, dry yourself, put on gym clothes, walk out of the house, pull the door lever, or like press the elevator button. It's that very, very micro, and like every single action, just tell yourself, okay, just do this, just do that, just do this, and just keep pushing and pushing. Because if you make something like so easy to do, like, okay, just press the button, like even a 5-year-old can press a button, right? So make it very easy and make it the task very micro, so you don't really have to like spend a lot of resources of your brain thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna do this, oh it's gonna be so hard. But if you just break it up into micro tasks, it's gonna be way easier on that. So I can almost guarantee you that 100% of the time you won't regret being disciplined. So but you'll always regret not being disciplined and wasting time. Push through and you'll feel a lot better about yourself. And this is a quote from Hamza Ahmad himself: the greatest form of self-love is being disciplined. And he also said before he ends off every video, do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. And he had some mwah at the end. So this is basically the end of my guide. If you want to check out my community, you can just click the link in the description. And if you want the results right now, just follow whatever I say in this video. No excuses. It's time to lock in and take action so that you didn't waste like 27 minutes of your entire life trying to watch a guy you're not even going to use. So as I say again, I'm going to say what he did. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. And that's it. I'm going to end off the video. Bye bye.